It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Deeds Brewing Company, and this is a can of their Decompression Hazy TIPA coming in at 10.5% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. This is a limited edition release, proudly independent brewery since 2012. They are from, of course, the wonderful Australia. Glen Iris in Australia, and it's been sent by the wonderful Trav in Australia. So without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the can opening, a couple of bubbles as well. Here we go, 10.5% ABV triple IPA. Now I know, because I've drank quite a lot of these beers now, that this company does not mess about. They do not mess about. If they want to make, if some breweries stick to the maybe the 5 or 6% ABV beers, but Deeds Brewing Company, they'll smash out kind of reserves. I'm looking at a Conductor's Special Reserve here. A couple of other big boys out there from Deeds, but they don't mind knocking out a big 10.5% ABV triple IPA. I reckon their customer base who drink in their tap rooms, of course, they've been around since 2012 now, so they've been able to kind of gauge what their customer base wants. And I reckon there's a certain demographic of their customer base that's saying, hey, let's brew some crazy triple beers and 10% double IPA, triple IPAs, and I'd be all over that. And of course, you sell them then because people want to drink it, so they must sell out of this beer straight away. Here's a look at it. It's a hazy, I'm going to say light, a very light amber coloured beer. We've got a 2-finger white head. Looks fabulous. It looks really good. The body on the beer, I'm looking, just turn so you can see where I'm looking here. I'm looking straight through the bottom of the glass here, and I can see that absolute denseness. There's a haze suspension in the beer. You can see micro particles just floating around in the beer. It looks really interesting. Let's get the aroma then. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one, this. Really good. I mean, considering this beer, Trav sent it in a tube over the Christmas period, and it kind of got lost a little bit along the way, and there was points where Trav was sending me Instagram messages saying it's probably lost, it's probably gone. But boom, here it is. And it's still fresh. It's still fantastically fresh. Really hoppy, really jammy, really kind of tart. You do get the malt. The reason why I said it might have got lost is you do get a small sense of it maybe slowly turning into a barley wine. So if I can quickly explain before I take a taste of this beer. What happens if you brew a triple IPA like this, that with buckets and buckets amount of hops, tons of hops, and the hops will still drop out. And what happens is that the malt stays the same amount of malt. The malt doesn't change. You're always going to taste the malt, but the hops kind of just drop out a little bit. And let's be honest, if I opened this in 5 years' time, which I probably could if I wanted to, that would be called decompression barley wine. The hops would have dropped out, the malt would have tasted the same, and instead of getting grapefruit, passion fruit, mango, orange peel, fleshy blood orange, you will get more of a biscuity kind of breadiness and more of a sweetness in the beer. It turns into a barley wine. Let's taste it. I still got really high hopes for the beer. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. And I like the balance of the beer now too. First time I'm trying it, so I can't say I didn't like it before, or I did like it before. First time trying it. But I do like the balance of the beer. Wow! That is hoppy. That is one of the hoppiest beers. Woo! That is one of the hoppiest beers we've ever reviewed on the channel. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And just for that, stone the crows. Stone the crows. There's like hops crawling out of my eyeballs at this point. Wow. Whew. Whoa, God, that's hoppy. Passion fruit, mango, grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. All of those kind of usual flavours. But the amount of hops in this beer. It's like right up there. Right up there. I think this might have been so me and Trav and Melissa, his wife, with Mel, of course, my wife, it's quite difficult because I do the Stone Crow on the Friday, and then Trav rings me up on a Saturday morning, and sometimes I'm in bed with a hangover and I can't get out of bed. And then sometimes I'm cooking breakfast, but I would say about once a month I talk to Trav on a Saturday morning after the Stone Crow virtual pub the night before. And we have a really long chat, and it's fantastic. And I'm pretty sure that one of the last chat we had, I'm pretty sure he cracked this from Deeds, and I'm pretty sure he had all the kind of the sport on his television. He had about 3 TVs in he got like a sports bar kind of, where he keeps all his beers and he hangs out. All his tools are in there. He's got a little pot belly fire going on. He's got a toilet. It's amazing little kind of outhouse stroke bar. But he got televisions there. He got about 3 televisions, and he's following all the kind of the racing I'm sure he cracked open one of these triple hazy IPAs. I'm sure it was this very beer that he opened, and he really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying it, but it's really, really hoppy. I mean, it's really hoppy, and it's been stuck in an airport in Australia. Just imagine what this tasted like fresh. Wow. There's so much. It's almost like it's at the stage where there's hop oil, orange peel, fleshy blood orange, grapefruit, passion fruit, mango, all of them incredible flavours, all kind of like condensed down into this middle. Sweetness to begin with. You're definitely picking up a little bit of that sweetness now, where the hoppiness has kind of dropped out a little bit. When I still review beers from our channel sponsor, beersofeurope.co.uk. In fact, we had an email today from them, and we put our email through for 12 more beers. It was when I was reviewing American craft beer from Beers of Europe, and I'd be looking at the dates on the can and thinking, yeah, that's a few months old. And you'd be, like your Firestone Walker double IPAs, and they'd be almost kind of like sweet and malty, but nice and hoppy at the same time. It just shows that they've got to travel from the other side of the world. Then they probably sit on shelves for a little while. And that was my first real understanding of beers slowly turning themselves, or double IPAs and IPAs, slowly turning themselves into barley wines. That was my first kind of education in that very thing. This is miles away from that. This is miles away from becoming a barley wine just yet. I reckon the amount of hops in here, you could probably age this for 2 years and it would still be hoppy. But there is a little bit of a sweetness on there, which I like actually, because it kind of balances off that kind of massive smash of hops that hits you in the face. It's a really, really good beer. And yeah, I want to take a moment to say thank you so very much, Trav and Mick, for sending me these wonderful beers from Australia. You guys are just incredible. I would never ever dream of drinking these beers on the channel if it wasn't for your absolute fantastic generosity, honestly. So, decompression. One, a reduction in air pressure. Sounds like me after I've had faggots and peas. Two, a gradual reduction of the force on a diver who has been experiencing high pressure while deep underwater. Three, the expansion of data to its original size to be read by a computer. Isn't that amazing? How many terms, how many kind of decompression, how many... And then four, this is the funniest one, cracking this hazy triple IPA laced with generous amounts of American and New Zealand hops, built on a backbone of oat, then enjoying it with friends after what feels like an infinite time in lockdown. Cheers, Australia, you deserve it. Dry hop intensity, 30 grams per litre. 30 grams of hops per litre. That is just bonkers. And the hops are Azaka Cryo, Nelson Sauvin and Motueka. Victoria, Australia. Unbelievable beer. Dee's Brewing Company, Decompression. I really, really like it. Really, really like it. I like it enough to give it... Smells good, tastes good. It's bonkers, mind. I'm not going to mess about. It's a bonkers beer. But hey ho, we've all been out of lockdown, haven't we? So yeah, we can have a party now. I like that beer enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from Real Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!